All right, here we go. So just a reminder, we have current events. We got Cody and Will. So make sure you guys have those done for Friday. Present those. Tomorrow is the map quiz. It will be on Google Classroom as a Google form, and I'll put the map up on the board here for you so you can see what countries I'm looking for. Obviously, just kind of focus on the ones with the Allied powers and Central powers. Okay, so we went over that plenty of times already, and real quick, let's just review it. So, the Allied powers. Who's involved with the Allied powers? Who's involved? Who's involved? Chris?
France, Great Britain, Russia.
Yep. And you want to include who joins in 1917? What? Okay, well later, yeah, but huh? Yeah, the United States. Yep, the United States. So just know those main, countries involved with the Allied powers. Obviously, United States not going to be involved in the map, so you don't have to worry about that one. What about the Central powers? Who we have? Central powers, Colin?
Austria-Hungary.
Yep, Austria-Hungary. Germany. Who? Ottoman Empire. Yep, good job. And Italy, right at the start of the war. Okay, later that changes sides, but don't worry about that. And then just know where Serbia's at. Okay, know where Serbia's at. So I think that's important when we talk about the start of the war. All right, is there any questions on that? We good? All right, what's up?
So on the test, when they say Allied powers and Central powers, we put Italy on the old.
I'll have Italy taken out of it, so you don't have to worry about it. Okay? All right. Moving on today. So, bell ringer. Describe the three mentalities in America about World War I during 1914. There we go. Three mentalities in America about the war. 1914. Has anybody tried the map game yet? Has anybody beat Haley's score?
I got 29, so I'm so close.
29.
Yeah.
Woohoo. Look out.
I went to do it this morning and it kept glitching.
It glitched?
Yeah.
Really?
Like I was clicking the right one and then it kept saying I was clicking the wrong.
Oh. Oh no. I'm guessing you're doing it on your iPad, right?
No, I was doing it on my phone.
Oh, your
And I
phone?
just didn't upstairs.
Gotcha. Haley, what score do you have again? 28. Woohoo. Look out. Look out. Good stuff.
I got 8 seconds.
8. Now I know you're lying. 8.5. Fine.
Period.
What's that?
We're gonna finish the math tape period.
We already did.
Oh, you finished it?
Yeah, we finished that. Yeah, once you guys left, we taped them up. I gotta watch Miss Weaver's class, so I won't be able to go down. Yeah, your brother's in that one, Cody.
What?
Miss Weaver's class, 8th period. Talks about video games. Talks about Cold War all the time. He doesn't even play. Oh. Yeah, he's too busy doing his homework.
The other night, he started a project that was due at 11:59. He started at 11:30.
Really? What a guy.
That's exactly. Too busy
Snitching? Why?
Snitch when he comes in. Stay on that.
Why would Snitch on you.
Told no string on me.
How does he snitch on you? What do you do?
Suplex him off the basketball hoop.
You did. Through a table.
One time in strength and conditioning, I was pushing string around in the little wheelchair.
Yeah.
He wasn't there. And Zach had a racket. And he came and tried to hit string off it. And I pushed string into Zach, and string got up and took him down. And he broke his ankle.
Was it actually broken?
He wore a boot for like 6 weeks.
This was in the beginning of the year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
And Christian was like, "What happened?" And he was like, "String pushed me and I fell." And I was pushing him on the chair.
What did Suri get in trouble?
No, who did run stuff?
All righty, you guys need more time? One more minute here. One more minute. Oh, how about those Nittany Lions?
Oh,
Man.
yeah, they finally put the back up then, so I can't find it.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing pretty good. Well, he did all right.
Put it back up coach.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a big fan of
They were Stewart out there.
it. Run the wing T. Get after it. All right, let's go over this, guys. All right, mentalities about World War I in America. Okay, what were these Americans thinking? The majority thought what? What do the majority of people in America think about this war in Europe? Brittany? Stay out of it. Good job. And what was that? What was that term that we used? Yeah, good job. Isolationists. Good. So isolationists thought, well, let's just stay out of this war. There's no reason for the United States to get involved. Okay, why is that? Why is that? Why would the United States just jump in and intervene? Brittany, go ahead.
Or a completely different hemisphere.
Yeah, right. We're so far away. Okay, I'll bring down the map one more time. Angle the computer screen so we can see it. Yeah, we're in a different hemisphere, right? Okay, we're separated by the Atlantic Ocean. There's no need to get involved with this war all the way across, really on the other side of the world. Okay, so the United States thought, well, there's no real reason for us to get involved. And is there any raw materials or resources we can claim there? Let's say we do take over maybe all these countries. No, not really. Okay. Also, what was another issue and problem that Wilson had about joining this war? Chris?
Immigrants from the U.S. Like a lot of different views on it. Since a lot of Germans.
Yeah.
Like English too, Irish.
Yep. Yeah, good job. So immigrant groups, right? So we didn't really know which clear side to pick. Okay, we had a lot of people that immigrated from England. Okay, we had a lot of people who immigrate from Germany. So if we would join one side, obviously this might anger a lot of people that have German culture or German heritage or English culture or English heritage. So it was really a flip of the coin, right? And for Wilson, he thought if we just join the Allied side, who knows, there might be a rebellion, there might be a violent protest in America because we're going against many of people's culture and heritage where they came from with Germany. Good job, especially in PA, right? PA Dutch. If you ain't Dutch, you ain't much. All right. Yeah, so we took pride also, in the late 1800s, the United States took pride on the Western Hemisphere and how we were imperialized in many areas, especially in the Caribbean Sea, out into the Pacific Ocean, out into parts of Asia. So we were really, happy and we were okay with just staying on our side of the globe, on our side of the world. Okay, we didn't need to get involved, we didn't need to intervene. And let's face it, was our military, our land military, capable of fighting this war just yet? Alyssa? No, why not?
We weren't as technology.
Yeah, good job. So we didn't have the technology, we didn't have the weaponry like Germany had, like Great Britain, France. Okay, even a little bit of Russia as a land military, land army. Navy, yeah, we're up there. Okay, we're a strong Navy, but as a land military, not yet. Okay, which we'll talk about probably on Friday of how many of these U.S. soldiers were shocked of what they seen and witnessed in Europe with this style of fighting. What style of fighting was it? Trench warfare. Yep, good job. All right, second mindset. What was another mindset of Americans in this war? Chris, go ahead.
That Wilson thought that they just let it fight, then he would gain something from that as an advantage.
What would he gain?
I mean, they mess each other up, and then they'll come to the U.S. because they were in the war.
All right, so we're still staying out of it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
And-
like you would get money from that.
yeah, how would he get money from it? Because he's selling supplies, armaments to both sides, right? And what's that called? That mindset, that perspective. Remember? Another I word.
Serial?
Nope.
Interventionist.
That was a cause of World War One. Brittany?
Intervention.
Yeah, okay. Well, internationalist is the one that he's talking about, where the U.S. would stay out of the war, but we will make a large profit off of it, a large portion of money as we're selling to not only Great Britain and France, the Allied powers, but the Central Powers. Okay, we're selling armaments, supplies. Okay, we're shifting our industries towards making war armaments for not only one side but the other. Okay, and what kind of view does that show the United States as for these world countries, these countries in Europe? So Great Britain, Germany, what do they see the United States as we're selling to both sides of the war? Haley? Yeah, hypocrites, right? Okay, yeah, we're calling for peace. We want peace. Morally, we want peace. But at the same time, the U.S. sees these paychecks coming, right? They see a lot of this money coming in because they're selling these armaments and supplies to both sides of the war. And this was alarming to many Americans because we're like, hey, you know what? We're getting jobs. We're picking up as an industrial power, but we're not really making any friends doing so. Okay, there's really no trust gained by either side. It's like Great Britain's thinking, why are you selling to Germany? Okay, and Germany's thinking the same thing. Why are you selling to Great Britain and France? Makes no sense. Okay, so hypocritical. Good job, Haley. All right, so internationalists, and then the next one, the last one here. So he pretty much saying we want to stay out of this war. The other view was saying we want to stay out of the war, but we want to make money off it. And then the other viewpoint was, Rooster, you remember? Yeah, interventionist. Good job. What viewpoint's that? Yeah, good job. So they want to help support the allies. Good work. And a lot of that has to do with, did I talk about the interconnection cables, the transcontinental cables going across the world? So Great Britain, they had a vast communication system. They had these cables that stretched to parts of Africa, Australia, India, okay, Canada. And why would they have these cables set up all throughout the world? It costs a lot of money for them to do so. But what do you think the importance of these cables were? What were they for, you think? What do you think? Communication, right? Yeah, communication. So in the late 1800s, they didn't have a cell phone. They just pick up and call someone. They had to communicate through pretty much like a telegraph, right? Typing system. Okay. And all the communication for the whole world ran through London, ran through Great Britain. So if Germany wanted to communicate with the United States or Mexico, which we'll talk about here soon, guess where it had to run through first? Great Britain. Great Britain. So if you control the media, if you control communication, can you really show your viewpoint a little bit better, your perspective? Yeah, of course. You can create a clear enemy out of Germany. That's what Great Britain did with this communication system, which we'll talk about more Thursday with the Zimmerman note. Okay. All right, there we go. So the only viewpoint we're hearing about this war in Europe is from Great Britain. Oh, shocking, right? Wow, pretty crazy stuff. How communication, once it's controlled, you only get one viewpoint. Unreal. All right, is there any questions on that? So we have, again, isolationists, interventionists, and internationalists. Okay, make sure you remember those. All right, moving on. Before we get to Wilson's neutrality, I want to do 2 vocab terms. We're coming close to the end of this here. You know what that means. I have a vocab quiz here soon. All right, so convoy system, Committee on Public Information. There we go. Oh, do you guys get those guidelines I shared on the stream? Okay, I'm sure you went over it already, but again, and reviewed it. They should have done that in Discovery with you. But in case we go remote, those are the guidelines for classes that you take. So. All right, convoy system. What do we got? What is a convoy system? Cody, what do you have for that?
A group of ships sewn together for protection, designed to protect cargo and passenger ships during persons.
Yeah, good job. Convoy system. As the United States is getting involved a little bit more, which we'll talk about on Thursday. Okay, as they're sending supplies, armaments, troops, you name it, across the Atlantic Ocean, there's a clear enemy with Germany, with U-boats, okay, with unrestricted submarine warfare. Again, we'll talk about that on Thursday. All right, so I don't want to give it away just yet. Committee on Public Information. What's this? What's this? Colin, what do you got for this one?
Committee on Public Information, also known as the CPI or Creole Committee, is an independent agency of the government of the United States created to influence public opinion and support U.S. participation in court reform.
Yeah, good job. So Friday we'll talk about propaganda, okay, and how we want to try to get more people involved, and really pique the interest of the United States getting involved in this war and seeing why it's necessary that the U.S. gets involved. For so many years, right, at the start of World War I, 14 to 17, the U.S. wanted to stay out of this war, but as we're getting involved a little bit more with the Zimmerman Note, which we'll talk about, and the sinking of the Lusitania, unrestricted submarine warfare, the U.S. had to get involved, and the only way to do that is try to appeal to the people that this is necessary. Okay, so we'll see a lot of political cartoons created to try to promote this war. You guys ever see Uncle Sam, We Want You? I Want You? Yeah? Okay, there you go. So he's just sitting there pointing at whatever, just you. Says, I want you to get involved in the war. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in detail on Friday. Is there any questions on those two? We good? All right, moving on. Just want to talk about Wilson's neutrality a little bit more today. And then I got a writing assignment for it. Ooh. Trust me, it won't be hard. It's opinionated, so it's just whatever you think about it. All right, so Wilson's neutrality. We talked about this already a little bit. What was his stance? What do we remember from yesterday about this war? When it first started in 1914. What do you think? Rooster? Yeah, why didn't he want to join? Why didn't he want to join? Why do you think it was in America's best interest not to join this war? Yeah, awesome. Good job. So with Great Britain, obviously England, we speak the same language. Okay, there's a lot of relationship with that. Immigrant groups coming to the United States, very similar culture. Okay, and as the United States, we know that it's a melting pot of immigrant groups coming all from Europe, all around the world. And with England especially, we shared this bond for many, many years. And it just made sense that we just joined their side. But with Germany, same thing, right? We had a lot of immigrant groups, culture, okay, heritage, especially in PA, like I mentioned, that if we join one side, who knows might happen. There might be a rebellion or protest, violent protest all throughout America if we join the side of the Allied powers. So he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. He didn't know which side to join. He thought either way, whatever side we join, there's going to be issues. There's going to be problems. And this is going to lead to him actually putting some sort of a restrictions on freedom of speech, okay, and freedom of expression in America. And a lot of customs, a lot of, I guess you could say, holiday ideals, and like I said, culture might be changed in America because of this war and our involvement, okay, which we'll mention here soon when we talk about propaganda. Okay, but for the most part, he thought this is a bad idea. If we join one side, there might be a violent uprising in America. All right, so Wilson's neutrality, he wanted to try to take an advantage of the opportunity to trade with both sides of the war, both sides of the conflict. He thought, you know what, we can make a large portion of money off of this. But again, what did this create for America with their relationships with these European countries then? What do these European countries think we were? Haley, you said it earlier. Yeah, hypocrites. Okay. Yeah, good job. Thanks, Colin. Yeah, so they thought we were hypocrites, right? They thought, well, you guys are, the United States is asking for peace, but at the same time, they're looking to prosper off of this event, okay? And we did. The United States did. Our industrialization was rising. We're becoming a stronger industrial power. We're making more finalized goods. Okay, we're creating new weapons, new forms of technology that we would have never done if it wasn't for this war. Okay, what about America's Army? You guys remember talking about that? How big was it at the start of the war? 1914. Chris, you're shaking your head. No, how big was it? Pretty small, right? Yeah, we weren't prepared for this trench warfare or anything like that. So he thought, well, we're just going to throw our soldiers into this conflict that we're not prepared for. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. So he decided we're going to stay neutral. We're going to stay out of it. And we're going to make a large portion of money off of it. Although many countries throughout the world thought we were hypocrites for it. Okay, it's like, why aren't you joining one side? You need to join and help and assist either side of the conflict. You just can't make money off of it. Come on. That's unethical in a way. All right, so here's some political cartoons. This is more towards World War II. But do you know who created these political cartoons? It says in bottom left. It might be hard to see. Dr. Seuss, yeah, good job, Dr. Seuss. So we get closer to World War II, a very similar issue arises, neutrality. What should the United States do? Should we get involved in the war? Should we stay out of it? And the U.S. stays neutral at the start of each war, World War I and World War II, until eventually attack happens, something arises where a conflict emerges where we need to get involved. Okay, but this is very similar to what we see in World War II with the Neutrality Act. Okay, and with these political cartoons, I'll let you guys think about it. Talk with a partner. What are these political cartoons stating about neutrality and the United States getting involved? Go ahead, talk with a partner. See what you come up with. Neutrality. Neutrality. Give you another minute to talk over. Another minute. It's a big beard.
It looks like mine when I grew up.
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny. All right, what do we got here? The political cartoon to the left. What do we have? What do we have? What do we think? What do we think here? What do you think? Chase, what do you think? Cartoon to the left.
I think it's like the aid that we can give our allies in Europe with the neutrality acts, just make it go in circles as well.
Yeah, good job. Perfect. So with the Neutrality Act, that kind of limited the United States of what they could actually do and what they could actually aid to the allies. And for many years, Great Britain, France, they're sitting there. It's like, hey, we need your help. Okay, this war in Europe is causing a lot of issues, a lot of manpower, a lot of people are dying. And if you get involved, we could save a lot of these soldiers. Okay, and we could maybe prevent Germany from taking fully over France. Okay, maybe taking over Russia and eventually Great Britain. Okay, if the United States doesn't get involved, it's going to cause issues. Although, yeah, like you said, we're going in circles, right? We're going in circles. This Neutrality Act is really preventing the United States from getting involved. Okay, good. All right, what about the one to the right? Very similar propaganda piece. What do we have here? What do we have? Autumn, what do you think for this one on the right here? Old Man and Sea.
That would be included.
What's that?
That, like, US would be included.
Okay, all right, yeah. So the boat there, small boat's trying to pull the United States into it, but the beard's kind of holding it back, right? And it looks like the old man's just waiting. He's just like, you know what? I'm just going to sit on this edge yet. I'm not ready to get fully involved. And it's kind of holding the ship back from actually getting to its destination, getting to its point with, helping the Allies succeed and win this war. Right? Yeah, good job, good job. So again, these are World War II pieces, but very similar to what we see in World War I with this Neutrality Act and how the U.S. is trying to stay out of this conflict. Okay, although we're prospering pretty heavy off of it. Okay, the United States is growing as an industrial power because of this war. All right, last slide here I want to go over. So with U.S. neutrality, okay, the United States is open and trading to both sides, like I mentioned before. And with this political cartoon, I think it's pretty good. On the front side of Uncle Sam, it says, "Peace on earth, goodwill towards men." Right? Morally, that's what we're looking for. We're looking to try to end this conflict, all right, end this world conflict, try to bring peace to the world. But on the back side of them, right, it's kind of two-faced in a way, right? War ammunition for sale, orders filled promptly. So saying we want peace, morally we want to try to end this war, but at the same time we're making a lot of money off of it. Okay, which really showed the United States as a huge hypocrite at the start of the war. It's like, what do you want? Okay, do you want this war to continue on? And you can make an argument, right? So with these European countries going to war, going to battle in Europe, if they're all destroyed, if they all pretty much wreak havoc on each other, there's really only one power left in the world, one superpower left in the world, right? You have America. That's it. Okay. Japan is becoming a strong power, which we talked about. But for the most part, if these European countries all duke it out and destroy each other, the U.S. is really the only standing world power. And they're going to need the U.S. to try to grow. They're going to need their fixed goods, their finalized goods to grow. Okay. And that was another viewpoint, right? That was another benefit towards staying out of this war. Let them all destroy each other. Then we'll jump in. Like I said, Colin, it's like having that first round bye, right? First round bye. You're sitting back, watching your opponents duke it out, probably injure each other, right? Lose a lot of resources, energy, trying to get to you, and then obviously it'll be a little easier fight for you to accomplish. All right, is there any questions on that? We good? So as this is happening, as the U.S. is just standing back, what do you think Germany is going to do to these cargo ships coming across the Atlantic Ocean? Take them out with their U-boats, which we'll talk about tomorrow. Well, probably Thursday. So don't worry about that just yet. Okay? Germany's getting ticked off. They're just like, listen, what are you doing? Are you going to help us? Are you going against us? A lot of these ships coming across the Atlantic Ocean, they're going to become targets, right? Because they're going to try to aid our opponent. All right, got a quick video for you, and then I want you to work on this writing assignment. So there you go, remote students. Make sure you check out the video that I've attached and complete the writing prompt for tomorrow. See you later. Remember, map quiz tomorrow. Map quiz.